हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू फिजिक्स पाठशाला। आज हम पढ़ेंगे वेक्टर एनालिसिस। We know we have physical quantities in physics. Physical quantities are the terms. These are used in mathematical equations. Those mathematical equations represent physics laws or rules. These physical laws and rules that helps to explain natural events or natural phenomena. Now, the terms that are used in mathematical equations are termed as physical quantities. We have physical quantities which need only magnitude or its complete description are termed as scalar quantities, whereas when its magnitude and direction are required to explain or express completely, those type of quantities are termed as vector quantities, and they obey vector laws of addition. These quantities obey vector laws of addition. Example, current has magnitudes and it has direction also. Electric current has magnitude and it has direction also, whereas it follows normal algebraic addition rules, not vector laws of addition. Hence, this electric current is a scalar quantity, whereas those quantities which has magnitude and direction and obey vector laws of addition are termed as vector quantities. These vector quantities are represented by graphically with help of an arrow. The length of arrow shows the magnitude of the vector and direction of arrow shows the direction of the vector. This arrow is height and other end is tail of the vector or arrow. This is the height and tail. Here, a predefined length is taken as unit. Predefined length of this arrow is considered for unit value of the vector, and accordingly length, complete length of a vector is multiple of this unit length. If this much length, this size mentioned length represents 1 meter per second, then double of this length represents 2 meter per second. and 3 times of length will represent from here to here 3 meter per second. Now, this is the graphical representation of a vector, whereas we have symbolic representation in that we use a symbol or letter with arrow or bold letter to represent a vector quantity. Sometimes we give name OP and we say OP with a arrow, but it also represents the vector. And its magnitude is represent like A or A is equal to magnitude of the vector A. A represents vector magnitude or mod of this vector. When we express a vector graphically, we say it has head and tail before and a particular length, suppose this much length has been decided to represent unit value of the quantity. Then multiple of this length represents the complete magnitude of the vector. If this much length represents 1 meter per second, then double of this length represents 2 meter per second. If this is a vector A, which say vector A has magnitude 2 meter per second and arrow gives its direction. Either we can represent with giving two letters O and P. Now we can add these vectors graphically or geometrically. You can say addition of two vectors using different methods. One is graphical method. You can add using graphical or geometrical method. In this we have triangle method, parallelogram method, third is polygon method. Triangle method, if vectors represent two sides of a triangle, This is vector A, this is vector B. Then this third side in reverse order represents the resultant of two vectors addition. Next is if two vectors represent two sides of a parallelogram, then its resultant or addition is represented by its diagonal. This is A and this vector is B. Diagonal of this vector is A plus B. The method says if we have a number, we have two, more than two or more vectors. Once we have more than two vectors, we join tail of second one with head of first one and we'll continue it in some order. Then head of last vector and tail of first vector joined in opposite order represents the resultant of vector additions. Where this is B, this is C, and this is D. R represents addition of all these vectors A, B, C, and D.